Hey there guys, so I want to thank you for taking the time to check this video out. What I want to go over is a very important topic when it comes to muscle gain as well as hypertrophy. And I think this will be beneficial for somebody who is new to weightlifting and doesn't realize the other components that really help with the muscle gain process. So what I want to go over today is, of course, the topic of how sleep as well as cortisol plays a major role in the results that you'll see from your workouts. So before I do dive into this topic, I do want to mention my website, which is bponlinefitness.com. There's a ton of information on there that you can check out as it relates to online fitness coaching, as well as free information and a free fitness blog I upload to every single week. So let's go ahead and get started with talking about this topic. Sleep itself is whenever your muscles go into full recovery mode, and this is where the muscle repair process is really maximized in sleep. So the major phase that really helps to maximize this recovery process, of course, is known as the deep sleep phase. Now, if you track your sleep and you're using a fitness tracker, this is a great way to sort of understand how much deep sleep you get. So this can vary depending on person to person. And of course, how we are active throughout the day can make a difference in our sleep as well. But what you need to keep in mind is that with deep sleep, this process is helping to maximize the muscle protein synthesis process and is really helping to aid as much as possible in that muscle repair. Cortisol is the other aspect of the process of recovery. Keep in mind that cortisol can be good in really small amounts. When we're doing exercise, cortisol is actually being sort of hormone regulation is being done with cortisol as we're doing, short bouts of exercise. So short bursts of cortisol is being produced. However, keep in mind that if cortisol is elevated to a high extent, that this can actually hinder your muscle growth process. So cortisol really spikes if you're lacking sleep and you're not fully going through the recovery process and you're not maximizing your recovery process and you're not getting enough sleep. So just know that cortisol can spike if you don't get enough sleep. And when it spikes, this can happen too due to stress as well. When it spikes, it hinders your muscle growth process. So make sure that you focus on getting adequate sleep each night. Again, this is roughly 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Keep in mind that I know that we all can't, have adequate sleep each night, but what matters the most is that you build a really consistent sleep schedule. Of course, the way that you can do this is by creating a sleep routine, which I'll discuss as well. So when it comes to building a proper sleep routine that can help with muscle growth and repair, keep in mind that the way you build this routine is the same way that you would build any habit. It's something that you gradually have to get adjusted to as you are building that habit. So I want to go over a few points to be aware of that can really maximize your sleep routine. So the first point you want to keep in mind is that you really want to build a wind down ritual. And this is a ritual that basically happens roughly 30 to 60 minutes in your overall, daily routine. So this is what you would do right before you're getting ready to basically go to sleep. So this is a time to where you can sort of, lay in bed for roughly 30 to 60 minutes and sort of read or do something that allows you to be in a more, a calm sense of sort of rest before you're getting ready to sleep. Another thing you want to keep in mind too is that you do want to limit any sort of blue light that, such as phones or such as tablets. Try to limit what you watch before you're going into that, state of going to sleep. This can really maximize how well you do sleep throughout the night. Another thing to keep in mind is that the temperature, of course, of your sleep environment does make a big difference in the quality of sleep you will have throughout the night. Of course, you don't want to be too hot or too cold. This is what can really make a difference in the sleep stages that you go through. So make sure that you're in a really comfortable environment where you can sleep well. Thank you guys once again for taking the time to check this video out. I really enjoy talking about these topics and diving deep into these particular topics to give you more insight on how you can maximize various different aspects of your routine to help with muscle gain and muscle repair. And I hope that this really helps you with thinking a little bit differently about how you approach sleep and how you can make the most of your sleep routine. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to share this if you found this video insightful and helpful. You can check out my website. Again, it's bponlinefitness.com. You can also check out some other information on there, such as my free fitness blog. I do also send out an email list each and every week. So when you go to my website and you scroll directly at the bottom, you can put in your email to sign up to that email list. I do send out an email newsletter each and every Monday, as well as upload to my blog on my website every Friday. So definitely check that out. Again, guys, thank you for taking the time to check this out. If you have any other topics that you would like me to discuss, feel free to let me know. But I really appreciate your time, and I will see you guys in the next video.